decisions and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. How about you?
Definitely. What was? I think it was the second one. Pathos.
It's based on just these are the Greek words that turned into like ethos for ethic, pathos like empath, and logos like logic. It's
definitely pathos. She definitely thinks with what she wants and figures out the best way to do it. With she's definitely emotional thinking though.
Yeah. How about Jerry?
I didn't get exactly what ethos means.
Like ethical, like morals, that kind of. So, yeah, are you swayed more by ethics, emotions, or logic?
I think depends on the situation, but I think it's like all of them.
Hey, you see, now you give the most zen answer out of everyone.
I want to say logic usually, but like the Tabaxi is in the forest of Yuma. We went and acted on pure emotions.
Yeah, I think that's actually an interesting point for Jerry. I think we might get into that going forward, as there's using the rage and all of those things. He feels like he's figuring that out. It's a very martial artist to be. What about Elias?
Elias, at the root of it, probably more emotional thinking, but just the method it goes around doing something would be probably more logical.
Yeah, that you feel a lot, but kind of try and push that down. No, got to use logic and reason. What about Australia?
Pathos.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I think that is an interesting thing to think about as we get back to your characters. Feels like it's been a while. The last time, what happened? I didn't write a recap. We arrived at the yeah, we started at the Nishisawa festival as you were kind of in the more kiddies area, as Australia was on a carousel and everyone was doing various things around the festival. You then left there to go to the market where you met up with the dwarf who some of you were imprisoned with before, and did some shopping out there, sold some things, bought some things, got Manuki pins for your blades, and then Seto went off to an opium den for a little while. Elias got his tarot cards read. You guys were enjoying being in a new city and seeing all the things on offer as this whole city is coming together for this festival. It seems like it is a big deal, and you've started to see other samurai slowly arriving here. When Estrella had made her way off to the Monster Festival, where you guys caught up to her a bit later, she met up with Z and the tiefling, the little kinder tiefling, who you guys eventually found and went to go and play some drinking games and some festival games, challenging Annie the Octopus to a giant drinking competition and actually beating her, as despite all the vomit and grossness, Seto, using his monk skills, was able to beat that. The rest of you played some dice, played some cards, and we finished the session as everyone was having a bit of an axe throwing competition and doing pretty well. I think we resolved that as to who won tokens and whatnot. But that's where we rejoin you guys now, as the festival is in full swing. Today, at some point, like this evening, there is going to be the opening ceremony, and we can kind of get to that when you guys have wrapped up here. But it is already 1:30 in the afternoon, so whenever you guys are ready to move on to that, you can. But there is still going to be a shooting competition, apparently a dancing competition later, and there's a bunch of other cool stalls to have a look at. Some of them selling giant creatures and others magical scrolls. There's lots of cool stuff to do here. So that's where we return to you now, as you've all just finished your axe throwing. Should you guys like
Yes, I would like to go look at the scrolls.
to? Okay.
I'll
So-
go Sakura.
Cool. Are you on the maps tonight, Sakura?
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, you'll see towards the left-hand side, you'll see a couple of the stalls. As you approach, you see a little frog folk, like a bullywug man, trying to hit on a frog folk geisha, and yeah, people just seem to be enjoying the festival. But you can see there is someone standing with barrels of scrolls around him. There are all kinds of scrolls, not just spell scrolls, but weapon scrolls as well. Yeah, there's. Are you? Is it just Sakura and June going over here?
I'm going somewhere else, just waiting for you to resolve their interaction. Because I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I did see an elf at the northern part of the map. This last time I saw one.
Yeah, we can. We'll get to that in a minute. So that's yeah, as you say, we'll just resolve this at the scroll shop. As you see a man standing outside, looking quite excited as you guys approach. If anyone wants to join them, just walk up. But he will give a nod and a bow, and say, "Oh, welcome, welcome. Would you like to see my wares?"
She bows and says, "Ohayou gozaimasu," excitedly, and nods enthusiastically.
Oh, you must be the Blue Dragon Clan girl. I think I've heard a bit about you. I think your principal was here just a little while ago. He said you might be coming by. First girl with pink hair I've seen, anyway. Yes, he actually puts a few scrolls aside that he thought you might enjoy. I mean, I don't mean to presume, but they are quite high level. If you would like to browse our lower level spells, you're welcome to have a look on this side of the shop. But this barrel over here, he has prepared with a few things for you if you are interested. Most of these are like above ninth. Well, they are ninth level spells, so they're a little pricey. But he said that you might enjoy. So please browse at your leisure.
She'll browse the 9th level spells.
Yeah, Jin makes an audible little bit of a snicker and he says, wouldn't you prefer going for the lower level spells?" Jin just laughs at that.
Yeah, she's just going to be humble and not cast Meteor Swarm and destroy the whole city.
So Sakura, as you start going through here, you will see that these are. It won't require a check, but you can look in the items tab. There, you should be able to see a folder called Wizard Spells, and the scrolls that you can find are in there. But as well as your regular official 9th level spells, if there's anything in there that you've been looking for, you can have a look. But the ones that are in this folder they're mostly like homebrew, and there's a couple of time-specific ones. They're not all 9th level, but yeah, you should be able to see them.
Awesome. I'll just go and meet while I take a look through all of them.
Yeah. Okay. So
Also quickly, how much would a 9th level spell scroll cost each?
yeah, that is a good question, and I will answer it for you in a minute. I've got the price here somewhere, but yeah, does anyone know what the official? I think on D&D Beyond you might be able to see a 9th level spell scroll. It might have a price.
Okay.
Oh wait, Oh no, it's okay. I think I've got.
It's under magic items.
It is 10,240 gold pieces. So that's
Oh goodness.
yeah. So those are, but they are festival prices. So it's just a flat 10,000 gold, which in koku I think is like 1,000 koku. Am I right? I can't remember the conversion.
I think I have 63 koku.
Yeah, remember this is these kinds of things you can always like put on a retainer and send the bill to Daichi.
Oh really?
It's
Really?
yeah, but at some point that bill is going to come up. So yeah, but you can try and make the Blue Dragon pay for it. But yeah, be
Put it on my
reasonable.
tab.
Yeah, General Mac might shout at you if just
You can
realize the
start
threat of Daichi means nothing. But like
Yeah,
General Mac
Mac
might be very disappointed.
She respects General Mac.
He's also the one that would handle the actual. He is going to see the bills that you sent, so you would know that. But yeah, you can absolutely browse to your heart's content and see what you want to take there. Because
Awesome.
yeah, Meteor Swarm honestly is very difficult to use. But yeah, while Sakura's busy looking at that, June, are you going to be doing anything here at the scroll shop? You can see there's the scroll. There's like that place, and the place next to it has got magical components galore. There's probably some cool stuff to find.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm looking for a magic item in particular. I think it's called a Pearl of Power. If he has those like in a jar or something.
Is that the one that gives you a spell slot back?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, this guy is only selling scrolls. The place next to it is more of like an alchemist. But Pearl of Power, I'm sure you could probably find here somewhere. What
Next to the
is the
griffin,
rarity of that?
there is an exotic trader.
Yeah, let me check how much that is. Power, it's an uncommon item.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, an uncommon item you'd probably be able to find. Yeah, I'd say this guy. Sure, why not? He'll have on the desk as like, you know, sometimes they come free with a spell scroll. There'll be a couple of pearls of power in a jar there.
Yeah, I'll ask him how much for the pearls? Just 2 of them.
Oh well, if you're buying 9th level scrolls, I'll throw one in for free. But let's. He turns around the jar and double check. It is a good question, but I think it would be about 500 koku. Does that make sense? No, two. Sorry, I'm yeah, 200 koku.
200 koku. Yeah, I'll buy 200 koku. So one pearl of power for free, and then one pearl of power for 200 koku.
Yeah, if Sakura's getting a spell scroll.
Don't look at me, I'm out of magical items I want to sell. Well, I have more, but enough is enough. I need the others.
So yeah, that's cool. So as you are buying that and Sakura's looking through the scrolls, we will go over. Let's go over to Jerry. Where were you heading there?
Alright, around there.
Hey, you'll see the 2 of the Blue Dragon clan members, and Azuhiro sees you and he goes, "Oh, Jerry, glad you could make it. I thought we'd lost you in the city."
take a bit more to lose me.
Oh, I don't know. You're very small. I think you might be easy to lose. But enjoying the festival?
Has disappointed so far.
Well, let me know when you guys start training. I wouldn't mind having a sparring match with you again. Actually, have we done that? And he's like wondering to himself as you see Ryufusa, the son of Daichi, busy looking at some Tanto blades that are on sale here, but they don't look very well made.
I'll continue moving. I would assume, like, out of character, we trained during the school.
Yeah.
Like,
Whether you've actually had a duel is another question. But yeah, are you approaching the elf that you see?
yeah.
You will see she is just dressed in all kinds of leathers and carrying like tons of throwing knives, as she is currently juggling 3 throwing knives as you approach.
You know, it's kind of weird. I thought the elves are not allowed in Kiga.
She kind of like throws another throwing knife into the mix, and she says, "I've been permitted to come for the festival, if it pleases you, Lord." And she kind of looks at you, trying to figure out if you're actually a samurai or not. But yeah, you can tell that she's basically like a circus performer that has been brought here to entertain.
No, not a lord. Soon to be samurai, hopefully.
Doesn't that make you a lord if you become a samurai? She starts flipping knives in like both directions.
Semantics.
Well, good luck with the festival. We've got a shooting competition over here if you're interested. Just hit the apples off the heads of the goblins and you can win a prize, I think. And she doesn't seem all that invested in the competition, but you hear from behind her one of the goblins just shouting, "Oh, let us out, come on!" And another one just telling him to shut up.
Like, it's only like bows. That's the competition, or any ranged weapon.
I mean, I think the idea is archery competition, but any ranged weapon ought to do if you've got a specialty. Some people throw needles around here. It seems to be anyone's game.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Just start walking away. Try not to get yourself killed.
She kind of watches you as you walk away, like suddenly, like she wasn't expecting to be killed, but she seems a bit worried about it now.
Then I'll head to the weird shop next to the Griffins where I was told I might find some items.
Okay. Yeah, you start heading that way. You see a tabaxi standing outside, but we will get back to you in a second. As yeah, Elias and Estrella, what do you guys do?
I wanted to see what Critical Cass is offering. Looks like a gambling game.
What? Oh, that's yeah, the guy's name. You can see that he is sitting there with a couple of scrolls out that he's busy writing on, and he says, "Hello, sir. Have you come to exchange a token?" And you'll see behind him a massive treasure chest that it looks like a mimic, like it looks like it's made to look like a mimic.
Oh, I see it.
But inside there are a number of treasure chests that they have each got like it looks like a key slot that is about the same size as those tokens that you earned. So this seems to be the place to come and get the prizes, basically.
How many tokens did I actually have? I have 1 copper badge. I'll just say to him, "Oh, no, not yet." Just looking around.
We'd also have the Gobolob racing if you're interested.
Sorry, the what racing?
Gobolob, sir.
I just give him like a look like, am I meant to know what that means?
Yeah. He goes, oh, right, of course you're not local. Yes, let me pull up the rules here, and you see he starts going through the scrolls in front of him. Which I've lost as well now. I had the word gobble up, so it's kind of gone far. But you can see, as he points it out there, like a couple of tracks behind the chests, like running up. Like, have you ever seen those horse racing things where you've got to like roll the ball into the hole and make the horse go faster? It seems to be one of those kinds of games. Yeah, it is a contest in which you race delicious gobble-ups, so you get to eat them at the end too. But basically, you've got like a small ooze that instead of a horse, and they seem to be like edible jelly. I can't find the actual mechanic for it right now, but
Oh, it's fine. I'll just say it to the guy. It's like, sounds interesting, but maybe later. I'm a bit tired right now.
Fair enough, sir. Come back once you've won any of the games, and you can open one of the mystery prizes.
Just nod and I'll take a walk around.
You will see. Actually, give me a perception check as you start walking out.
Damn, where do I know this song?
It was on the playlist a long time ago, but it got YouTube killed. It's from Bleach.
Yeah.
So with the 21, you will notice there like the owl bear that is sort of tied up there, and there's a wind weasel in one of those crates. You'll notice that the guy manning that shop is sort of looking at you as you're walking through the festival, and he sort of gives you a wave, almost as if gesturing you to come over, probably just trying to sell you something, but he kind of waves at you directly, Elias.
Just for paranoia's sake, can I roll an insight check?
Yeah. Good Lord. Yeah, he definitely looks like he's trying to sell you something, but he looks like he's chosen you out of the crowd, like he wants to sell you specifically something, as if he knows you, but you don't recognize him.
Right. Let's see what he wants.
So, oh no, that's the guy on the left-hand side at the green stall with the owl bear
okay.
outside it. Those are griffins. But okay, so as you're heading over there, we'll just Estrella, are you still just hanging out there with Tusky?
Yeah, just sitting down enjoying the quiet moment since there hasn't been many in recent time.
Yeah, you see at this point she's managed to get a pamphlet of a couple of the festival games that are planned, and you'll see she slams it down on the table and she goes, oh, look, there's a pie eating contest. Yes, we are going to be rich, Estrella. we are going to be rich.
Just hear Jude in the distance saying, "You're fat."
Okay, so we'll go back to Elias. As you can see, Sakura is still going through the spell scrolls over there. And
Yeah, sorry.
no, take your time.
I'm also just getting back in quickly.
Okay, no worries. But you see Eckhart's small critters, it says on and a little sign saying "Pet me" with the owlbear that looks at you as you approach. But he seems quite happy that you've approached, and he says, Master Elder, I presume.
Correct.
It is an honor to meet you, sir. I don't mean to alarm you. I'm sure we've never met, but I was speaking with Mr. Tenshiro, the Emerald Champion. He was here earlier looking at the animals, and he told me that you were getting a blade design. I heard it was kind of dragonfly themed, that you may be interested in the creatures. We have got a fine item here that I think you may be interested in, if that might be something you like.
Oh, please, by all means.
Well, please, come inside. These are rather rare. I wouldn't want anyone else to see, and he'll sort of usher you into the tent. You can see there are a bunch of like wooden cages in here with all kinds of weird and wonderful creatures, some of which you've seen in the forests around, and some are a little bit rarer, some of them quite dangerous, but he seems to be selling them as pets. And it definitely smells like animals in here. But he takes you to a little desk at the back where he pulls out a set of scrolls, and he looks through them for a second, just like trying to find one specifically, and then he will pull one out with an image of a dragonfly on it, and he'll put it onto the table. And he says, here it is. Do you know what this is, sir?
Would I?
You can give me a history check if you want, or an arcana check.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, you're not sure. Maybe it's a like manual on how to raise dragonflies or something from your perspective, but you've never seen one like this before.
No, I'm afraid I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm not surprised. I suppose you haven't even entered the arena yet. You wouldn't have reached the top. Anyway, this is a pact scroll, which, well, it's a little hard to explain, but this would connect you with the great sages, the great dragonfly sages of, I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, my notes are terrible tonight. But
Really?
it is a summoning scroll, and allows you to summon one of the great sages themselves just by making a contract with them. This is that contract, but it is used almost like a magic item to summon the creature. And I mean, if you have not met the dragonfly sage, I think you would like to. I've not met them all myself, but they are powerful creatures that many of the samurai use in battle.
I see. And how much will it be?
Oh, so these are not for sale. It is a contract. So I have a few of these that have been given to me by the sages to pass to worthy samurai, and it is up to you whether or not you sign the contract. But once you do, you must understand that you will be forever connected to the dragonfly sages, and there may come a time that they ask something in return of you.
As soon as contract is mentioned, June pops in and says, "Did someone say contract?"
Yeah, you'll see him like instinctively try and hide the scroll.
I'll just like kick a pebble at June. Shoo, fuck off.
He's like, "Oh, okay." Then swings back.
Yeah, so June, you would have fully seen it. Like there was no, he didn't really hide it that quick. But as you try and sort of shoo her away, he says, "Well, again, I mustn't let just anyone know about these. You see, at the top of the tower, there is a sage who he generally shows the winners that reach the top of the tower how to get to some of these places. It is said that the great sages can teach you powers that are unlike anything that that anyone has ever seen really around Kiga. Only the greatest champions have ever been able to use them. But as for summoning the creatures, it is as simple as signing a contract and then, well, hoping they like you, I suppose." You must understand this is a blood pact. It is not just a simple contract, but these creatures, they can be called with summoning techniques, and they are, as I said, incredibly powerful.
I see. So I signed this contract with my blood, and then from there on.
He'll unfurl it, and you'll see there's all kinds of things written on this contract in like kanji, and there seem to be patterns drawn onto it. And there is a block that is open with just, you just have to put your blood into that square. And you see, this is usually, it's quite difficult to find one of the sage tribes' blood pacts. So you're kind of jumping in the deep end here. I just want you to understand what you're getting yourself into. But this scroll contains the names of all current and past summoners that have signed it, like with the Dragonfly tribe. And a contract is usually signed between the summoner and the tribe, but summons or tribes often align themselves with the summoner's organization. So it's like a lot of the clans have summoning creatures, but this is not one of those. The Dragonfly, you'll see there are not many names in this list. But yeah, it's. Are you going to try and actually sign it, or?
What he doesn't know is that just as he said that, Elias just went, "Thank fucking God I'm not tying myself to the Blue Dragon clan." Yes, I'll sign it.
All right. Well, I wish you luck. Do remember that if two summons are on opposing sides of the battlefield, they will often refuse to fight. So if you come across other Dragonfly users, try and be friendly, but sign right there, sir. And he'll sort of like put a small rusty looking knife that he probably uses to cut the animal's food onto the table for you to kind of use. That's not part of it, but he's just offering you a blade.
Oh, I have my own blade, thank you. And I'll just kind of like prick the tip of my index finger and just right from that.
Okay. And as you finish signing, the scroll will like immediately fill itself up, rise into the air just a few centimeters, and then explode into smoke and disappear. And he'll say, "Oh, well, I guess they'll be in contact with you soon." And I will give you an item to represent this, but you will now be able to learn summoning jutsu, and depending on how much energy you put into it, you will be able to either summon like swarms of dragonflies or like a giant dragonfly that you could fly on the back of. Like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that, but we'll get in. I haven't
Fine.
actually made the creatures yet because I figured I wasn't sure if you actually would go into it, but yeah, you've signed a pact.
Sick. Warlock, here we go.
So yeah, this
just your
the
chin
big
in the background saying, "Welcome to the club."
yeah, there is a bit of a difference between like you haven't sold your soul to them.
Yeah.
You've just kind of it's like making an ally more than taking on an oppressor. But yeah, not that different. So if you've
when
got
June reviews the contract data, she's gonna be like, "Damn, where's the blood sacrifice? Where's the selling the soul? Where's anything?"
You know, I just think you got swindled. It's kind of a you problem.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
so yeah, with that, let's yeah, as you're busy signing your blood pact, June and Sakura, are you guys Sakura, have you chosen something yet, or are you still getting?
I've got a list. Currently, I'm at Unyielding Roots, so I have like 4 more to read. But I'm getting.
Oh God, I didn't intend for you to actually read them all. I figured you might just like. I mean, it's fine. You absolutely can. It just is taking you longer, but yeah, I figured you could pick a few, or just pick the ones that appealed. As yeah, you are sitting there in the shop, like going through all of these one by one. June, are you doing anything there next door?
I am looking at the alchemical ingredients and stuff. Mostly, this whatever this is.
Yeah, that is some kind of fey root that you will see. They've got quite a few Feywild plants here that are all glowing with magic.
Man, there's some people at this festival, huh?
So you will see that. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to point out there were 2 scrolls that Sakura would have found that she couldn't actually use. They are warlock spells.
Oh, ooh, okay.
And there is one of 5th level and one of 7th level. I don't know how high your spell slots.
I go all the way to 9th.
So I'll reveal those to you in the items tab as well. There's just 2 of them. Just give it a. So I can find your name there. They're playing beer pong behind me. It sounds like chaos.
Ah, there you go, warlock spells. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, but back on the other side of the festival, Jerry, you have arrived outside where this dodgy-looking tabaxi seems to be selling booze, and beside him there is the Griffin's Nest, where you can see the person behind the desk looks quite. Sorry, things very loud. It looks quite familiar, actually.
It's the guy from the Void Ring.
No,
I don't know. He looks like
you can.
a generic monk.
Yeah, I may have used the same token before, but if you hover over and see his art, you might recognize. Otherwise, you can give me a history check if you are
Yeah,
so
he's
inclined.
really-
Okay, with an 18, you have a memory of seeing, like, this dude's like a nerd. You feel like you may have seen him in a library somewhere, but you don't remember. You don't know his name. Like, he's probably just you've seen him around.
Well, I remember only one library. It's not a good memory.
Well, that might be the one.
Yeah, I'll ignore him for now.
Yeah, the tabaxi, you see him like almost pull it from his sleeve like a bottle of looks like whiskey that he offers to you with a nod like, are you looking to buy, sir?
You selling anything out of the drinks?
Oh, well, depends. What are you looking for?
Not entirely sure I got the right place, but some sort of. It's called the Helm of Teleportation. Something a bit more exotic.
Sorry, say again. God, volume up so loud.
Yeah, Helm of Teleportation.
Did someone tell you could get a helm of teleportation here?
I'm pretty sure you said next to the Griffins there is a merchant that might be selling them. Unless I got confused entirely.
Yeah, because there's a hat shop on the other side, but I may have also just forgotten. He he will say, well, I mean, I have connections. I could perhaps talk to someone about finding one, but these things may take time.
How much for the bottle? And I just pointed the one he pulled out of his sleeve.
Sorry, say again.
How much for the bottle? And I pointed the bottle he pulled out of his sleeve.
Oh, this is 200 boo.
He said 200.
2 koku.
Oh, 2 cocoa. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I give him 2 cocoa. I thought you said 200 of the.
Yeah, 200
Obu.
boo. No, not Oban.
Oh, yeah.
Boo is like silver. But...
Yeah, I'll give him 2 cocoa.
Okay, yeah, you get quite a nice bottle of whiskey there. It seems like this guy, you'll see, he's not selling like the same product 100 times. Everything he has seems to have come from somewhere different. But he'll sort of ask, so would you like me to look into the other thing?
I'll be searching around the festival myself, but if I won't find it, yeah, I'll come right to you.
I wouldn't imagine you'll find many of those around here. Items like that tend to ruin the transportation market, so some of them have been stockpiled. But if you know the right person and you know the right window to get into, it can be found.
Well, if you know the right person and the right window, I can pay the right price.
I will speak to my contacts and see what we can do. Will you be in the town long?
I'm here for the ceremony. So yes.
All right. Well, if you survive, I will find you and let you know when I've found the item.
I will survive.
And your name, sir?
Jerry. Jerry of the Small Folk.
He'll give you a nod and sort of turn back into his tent, like, yeah. So he'll speak to his underground contacts and do remind me a bit later on. But if it hasn't come up again, like by the end of the festival, do remind me. But he will try and look into that.
Yeah, I'll like pocket, like place the bottle in my bag of holding and like, I guess go back. I don't have anywhere specific right now.
Okay. yeah, anyone else doing anything? Made any decisions about what you're buying or anything like that? Anyone
I've
want to
got-
look for more festival games?
Okay, so there are firstly 2 6-level spells that I am interested in as well, which are Time Loop and Time Stasis. And then I think I've managed to cut it down to 3 9th level spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Four
it's not
is
like you're
fine.
getting more 9th level spell slots, so it doesn't really matter how many you know.
True. So yeah, because there's like it's a very hard decision, but I definitely like Temporal Bubble. It seems fun. Fear of Destruction, and then Elemental Avatar.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, are you going to attempt to like learn these properly and like put them into your spell book?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so that will take some time, but you'll have some time for training, and yeah, sure. So you can put those down, chalk it down to the Dragon Clan buying you a birthday present. So which ones? Oh, actually, you can just drag them onto your spell book. I think you should be able to do that. Just if it doesn't work, I might have to do it.
Yeah, it worked. Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can move those over. They will only be on Foundry, unfortunately, but maybe if I get the time, I will try and move them over.
Thank you.
Okay. Awesome. So then, yeah, after that, I guess, June, are you buying anything there or going, Elias, you doing it?
Nah, just browsing the ingredients, just peruse.
Yes, I would have liked to look at all the goblin stuff happening up here.
Yeah, so this is the shooting competition that the other guy was telling you about. You can see a little bit more of a challenge than just a target and a hay bale. But you can see there is one guy sort of standing there waiting for a competitor, and there is a much larger man waiting to run the competition. And yeah, it looks like they're just waiting for entries, and then the shooting competition will begin.
This goblin's alive.
Yeah, very much so. You can hear the one is just chatting away, talking about how he's being oppressed and he hates his life. The other one's shouting that he is the glorious Daz and you have no right to do this to him. But the other one is just crying. It's just like just shaking his head and crying. And each of them has got an apple affixed to the top of their head.
Yeah, June's gonna lean on this fence, I guess. He's just gonna watch the ensuing bow shots, I guess.
People are screaming because it's stuff.
Those are the goblins.
Yeah, the one starts crying much louder, but the other one's still just shouting and swearing. God damn, I don't know what I did with my note for this one. But sorry, I'm just gonna try and find the mechanic here. You guys can let me know what you're doing. Are you guys talking to each other at all at this part? Anyone?
I'm going to the big man. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I left Sakura to watch the bow competition.
And I'm going to Sakura.
Wait, pardon?
Jun left you here alone,
Oh,
and now I'm here.
oh, thank you, thank you.
Jin's a terrible
She
friend.
turns around from reading all these scrolls. He's like, huh? Where did Jane go? Oh, hi, Jerry.
Hey, you. After you're done here, you might want to go check out the Griffins.
Ooh, yes, let's go.
You might see someone you recognize.
Volume. Okay, volume is already on max. Okay, wait, there we go. Okay, that should be better. You guys were just very soft for me for some reason. But yes, she is down to go and see the griffins. And
Okay.
she'll show her spell scrolls and just be like, I just gave Daichi over 3,000 koku in expenses. Because spells.
Z on the other side is going to say to you, Astra, hey, it looks like the archery competition's starting. I think I'm going to go watch. And you'll hear one of the other samurai overhear this and like quickly get to his feet and like he wants to enter.
Yeah, let's go watch and see what happens.
Okay, so yeah, one guy will run up and bow to the large dude running this event, and he'll like bow and say, "Sorry, I'm late, Akoro-sama. I'm ready for the competition." And you'll see he's like swaying a little bit.
It
So
seems
is anyone?
drunk.
Yeah, he definitely seems a bit drunk. You saw him earlier at the tables, and he will just the big guy will kind of nod and say, "We'll take your position, and are you joining us as well, sir?"
If I could.
Absolutely. Please choose your weapon. You're welcome to use your own, and take your spot. The challenge is to shoot the apples off of the heads of those goblins, and if you can do it quickly, then you may beat the others. So basically, each of you. Sorry, again, these mechanics are all gone. So basically, you get 3 shots, and you have to either hit the arrows, but if everyone, hit the apples, and if everyone hits the targets, it'll come down to who did it the fastest. And yeah, each one has got a different AC, much like the other tests. But you can see there is the guy in the white robes. He is from the Red Dragon clan. You notice as you get up closer, and the other guy that's just ran up a bit drunk is from the Lion clan. And yeah, it seems like you need 3 competitors to begin. But is anyone else going to try and enter the archery competition?
I'm not. That's for sure.
Jin looks tempted.
So you will see it's all ranged weapons that spells are not permitted.
Yeah. God,
Like you can use magic to imbue your attack if you're using but it has to be a ranged weapon that you use.
June hasn't really shot a bow before, so she wants to do it for the lols. If she misses, she gets a shoot on.
I will give you inspiration for joining this.
I already have inspiration.
Well, it's not on Foundry. You don't just have it there. But yeah, Australia. What about you? You also decent with a bow?
Yeah, but she doesn't feel right shooting at goblins.
Fair enough. Yeah, so you guys sort of stand and take watch, and as this competition begins, a couple of people start coming to crowd around and watch this competition as the goblins are all just screaming, and you realize those apples aren't sitting still at all as they're thrashing around trying to get free of their restraints. But I'm going to ask you guys to basically roll initiative here. So
You're using longbows, right?
there are weapons to use, so if you want to use a regular longbow, then yeah, you can do that.
Yeah,
Though
I'm not proficient with any ranged weapons. So,
yeah, so you can just basically be rolling a d20. I think maybe plus your dex, or yeah, and no proficiency.
yeah, I've just added a longbow to my inventory to use. It does everything for me. I've got a +4. Let's go.
Okay, so you're gonna make basically 3 attack rolls but first up is going to be this guy from the Lion clan, and he is going to make 3 attacks. The first one does not go great and hits the goblin directly, as you just see it like hit him right between the eyes as he's yelling about, "You cannot do this to me, I'm the glorious," and he immediately just falls dead. The apple still resting on his head as it seems to be affixed there, but that goblin is dead.
Hey, Elias, wasn't the apple the target?
Well, I mean, now it's still shan't.
Okay, my foundry is frozen, but he will be disqualified for that, basically, taking us on to Elias's turn as the guy behind him walks up and smacks him on the back of the head. He goes, "What the? Your first shot at... Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't... I thought it was right there." But Elias, that takes us to...
We'll be patient. So this is essentially just like a full round.
Yeah, that... you can easily do that. I mean, this don't worry about the things that take too many turns. Like, you can just make your attack rolls and assume that your steady aim is on them.
Lovely.
Very nice. 20.
Just
Right.
make 2 odds, or wait for.
You can just make 3. So 23 is gonna hit the apple directly.
Oh,
Ooh, okay, 20 not so much. It hits the post just above the apple, and looks like it was very close though. And the 28 definitely dead center. As yeah, you hit 2 apples and you miss 1.
I like to think I missed the apple that was standing completely still.
Yeah, probably. It's like it's always harder to hit the still target. Yeah, do you send that into the dead goblin as well, or does it hit the post?
Yeah, just Robin Hood the arrow that already got in between the eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Split the arrow and his skull. But yeah, some people actually cheer for that as he was already dead. And the people around here do not seem to give a shit about you killing goblins, other than Estrella, really. And the elf seems a little bit perturbed, but she's just throwing her knives anyway. Everyone else sounds like that. June, that goes.
Alrighty, let's kill another goblin, shall we? And she readies her shot. Like while she's aiming, the arrow like comes off the bow a couple times while she's trying to ready the shots.
You see the one like at the far back. He just keeps going. No, no, no. Okay, please, please. You don't need to do this. You can put the arrow down.
What the heck? I added an extra D8.
Where
wait,
do you
no,
hit
that's
it?
from the, sorry, that's just from the what's the face, the automatic damage roll. So yeah, 16 on the first shot. It's something.
You see- yeah, that goblin gets hit. He's still alive. But he goes, fucking, you know what's gonna happen. Where did you hit him?
I probably hit him in like the thigh.
Yeah, he's just like he's in pain, but he's still alive and bleeding now. That's your first shot. He's not dead, so you haven't been disqualified. You just missed.
All right, second shot. Here I come.
Are you targeting the same one or the other one?
I'll target the other one.
Okay, so the other one actually, it is going to like just pierce his ear and like peg it to the thing behind him, and you'll see him just start crying even more. But that is not actually enough to beat the AC, so he doesn't take the damage. He's just got an ear piercing now. But yeah, not going so good. You've still got one more shot if you want to try. There's
This
the one on
goes
the
to
dead goblin.
Yeah, this one goes to the dead goblin. Yeah. 16.
Again, just in the eye socket next to where the other 2 arrows are pegged. It's like this goblin's head is attracting these arrows.
Fucking pin cushion.
Well, I did better than the other one. That's a huge plus.
You would have absolutely murdered that goblin if it was alive.
Didn't hit the apple though. He got disqualified actually.
You didn't hit the apple either.
Yet I'm not disqualified. You see?
The man behind you, June, you'll see him lift his Yumi and just put a hand on your shoulder and say, "Excuse me, may I?"
Yes, you can go ahead. Why can't I move? Yeah. I could move. Why can't I move? Oh, it's good.
Just because we're in combat. But he'll sort of switch places with you there as he readies the bow. You'll see him like aiming at the goblin on the right, and then he will say, Now I'll show you young ones how it's done. And he's going to aim like almost at the elf that is standing over here. He turns, it looks like he's about to shoot the elf. And then he is going to make, oh, of course I didn't have it on here.
Watch him get
So-
that one.
He rolled a 2. For an 18, as you see, even though he rolled the 2, the arrow flies sideways towards the elf and curves in the air, hitting the goblin again in the ear and like pegging it into his ear, but like this time directly into the side of his skull. So
So he just killed that goblin.
yeah, he absolutely, it has just gone through that goblin. But and you will see the guy behind him saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I think that means you're disqualified." And he says, "I believe you asked me to hit the apple, sir, and you did not stipulate anything about killing the goblin in the process." As he says, "What do you mean?" And he says, "You should know that I never miss." And he points, and that you see that although it went in the goblin's ear, it has come out the top of his skull and through the apple, and he has technically hit it. So these guys don't really know what to do, whether or not he's broken a rule. And while they're deliberating that, he's going to take a second shot, this time aiming to the far left. Another one, but this one is enough, as you will see him using a jutsu as he fires this one to make it curve and go through not one but 2 apples. So he basically doubles his targets with one arrow, and you see it curve in the air, wanted style, and go through 2 of them, picking into the board above the talkative one, who's still bleeding from the thigh, but he looks up and he is still alive. As both apples have been pierced with 2 arrows, he puts the bow back down and puts the arrow down, giving a bow and apologizing for killing the one. But yeah, with that, it's basically between him and Elias who did it quicker. So, but he only used 2 arrows. So that means that he is going to take first place, Elias takes second, and the lion takes third. As Elias, you win a badge, and you win 6 koku. Oh, actually, you earn 2 koku for coming fourth, June. 2 koku to you, 6 koku to Elias, and a badge to you, Elias. But he wins the big prize, and he'll give you each a bow, like thanking you for competing against him. But you realize this guy has got some bullshit technique.
Hmm. Then can I roll like an investigation or an insight? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Does this guy look like he'd be quick on his feet? Does he look like he'd be able to catch me if I tried to nick something from him?
Who, the guy who just curved the arrow?
Yeah.
He looks like an old man. He's standing next to him, and he's like, it's hard to tell how old he actually is, but he definitely seems much older than the other people, like the other samurai that you've seen entering this thing. So yeah, probably not that fast based on his looks.
I'll just ask him. So what do you do then? Are you a samurai?
Indeed, my name is Remy Togashi. An honor to meet you, sir. I'm of the Red Dragon clan. I'm competing in this year's tournament. Sorry for the theatrics. I just need to get a bit of a warm up, of course, before the training grounds open.
Of course. Well, I wish you luck.
He will bow and wish you luck as well as see the other guy sort of slumping off to go get another drink. Yeah, the festival is sort of continuing on as everyone now starts moving away from the shooting competition, maybe waiting for the next round. But you can hear that, there's quite a bustling place to be, and the opening ceremony is supposed to be starting soon. So it's up to you guys how much time you want to spend at the festival. But yeah, is there anything that the three of you that just participated in that? Well, the two of you and Estrella who's watching. Are you guys doing anything else?
Yeah, Jin will speak to Elias and say, "And why do you use bows? It seems so awkward to use."
Well, that's why I have a crossbow. And just like, do you have Mage Hand by chance?
I do indeed. Why?
Well, I can't help but notice that Red Dragon Man has open pockets. Just a thought.
Which Dragon Man?
Red Dragon Man, the guy who won.
I'll bite. Yeah, Jin will actually make a mage hand appear, but it's actually invisible. Because I have the telekinetic feat.
Yeah, so what are you trying to do with it?
Well, Elias tipped me off that this person's pockets are available, so invisible mage hand is going to go as I walk away.
Well, to be fair, most people have open pockets.
It's also true.
Yeah, you can try give me a sleight of hand check to just go rifle through his pockets and telekinetically pull out whatever's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Probably gonna fail, but it can't be traced back to me because oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, so he notices that there's like he's got the badge that he just won that he's just put into that pocket, and it starts coming out, and it looks like it's doing it by himself. He just tries to push it back into the pocket, like confused as to why it was levitating for a second. But yeah, he doesn't know that it's you. He's just looking at his pocket.
I'm just gonna still pull it out, see how he reacts.
Yeah, you see, he starts react like, hey, no, what the hell? It's like you're pulling it out of the pocket and it starts levitating, and he's holding on to it, but now it looks like he's just fighting a living token.
I'm gonna now pull it up and then make it fly around his head a bit.
He as you pull it out of his hand and it starts just flying around his head. He just sighs, and then he is going to. You see him reaching towards his katana on his side, like he doesn't have patience for this. Are you going to do anything?
No, I'm gonna be just suddenly walking away towards Australia while that's happening.
You will hear just the clang of metal as he draws his sword and puts it back pretty quickly. Like you barely even see the strikes, but you will see the token just fall to pieces as he's sliced it into at least 3 different pieces there, and it just falls to the ground around him, except unless you're hanging on to one part of it. But he just seems fucking cursed. This was probably a mimic or something. It just seems annoyed and starts walking.
Yeah, as I get to Stray and Elias, I say, "Well, he doesn't have a badge anymore."
Oh, what happened?
Well, he noticed it flowing out, so I thought, you know what, let me annoy him with it, and he sliced it up. It's pretty funny.
Is he just leaving it there?
I think so.
Yeah, he's just walking away from it. You can see the little shards of metal lying on the ground.
I mean, mending.
Right, if you want to go get it, I can mend it for you.
You're the guy with the mend hand, mage hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll make each little piece float to me.
Congrats, you are effectively the first prize winner.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of walks past like he was happy with the money he won, but that badge could definitely be worth a lot more as you pick it up. It's like finding, it's like just finding something on the floor at a festival. Like, oh shit, someone lost this, but my lucky day.
Yeah. It's free.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely broken, but if you've got mending or something, you will be able to fix it. As we head on back to, where did Jerry and Sakura, what do you guys do?
I think we went to the Griffins.
Yeah,
Not
once
on the
we
map.
finish here, we head to the Griffins.
Yeah, you can go over there on the map. As you'll see actually these other two of they're down there. Yeah, Sakura, because you've got, well, give me a history check anyway, but because you've got keen mind, you would instantly recognize this person. And my power's just gone out, so give me a second.
Oh, that's
Dev's power went out, so we'll be right back.
okay, cool.
And me and Jerry are just at the Griffins.
Cool. And everybody's just saying BRD now.
It's the trend.
BBB.
Wait, is there a Griffin race?
No idea.
A griffin, a race or a race. Hard to say.
And this with Sakura, she's the master of Griffin races.
Arakokra.
Why do you say that?
Because you're streaming
Oh, my Griffin skills in game.
Yes.
I have gotten really good in the 2 weeks that I've been learning how to fly the Griffin.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you watched
Ooh.
the party. We did some
Yeah.
Griffin racing there.
I was assistant judge for the fashion contest.
Yes. The guy who won the fashion contest was actually the guy who taught me how to use the Griffin.
Hey.
Cool dude. Like, his Griffin skills are just phenomenal. He streams it as well, so if you want to see Griffin racing, then Penguin.
Cool. Feels weird. I'm like the only person in the what's the place in the Discord marked as a Twitch subscriber. Everyone is either a member or a mod.
Let's think.
Well,
Actually, Gabby's not a mod anymore. She'd rather be VIP.
wait a second. Gary's mod?
No, Twitch.
Should be a VIP.
Hmm.
There we go. Now you're a VIP.
Yay! NVIDIA important person. Yes, I don't know what Gmod is, Australia. Don't have to explain it.
Don't worry about it. It's not worth spending your time on at the moment.
Why?
It's everything and nothing. It's everything you want it to be and everything you don't want to see.
Those man Gmods. Australia, it's impossible to track your train of thought. I don't know what you mean by Pathfinder.
Fucking Gmod and then Pathfinder.
You can post links as much as you want. I don't understand your train of thought.
He said it's everything.
DM?
Yes, it's
Sorry, my
everything.
Discord is just a bit
Oh.
is just frozen at the moment. I've just moved on to mobile, but it should hopefully wake up in a bit.
Cool.
So, sorry, was I interrupting them?
No.
Oh.
Just trying to understand Australia's train of thought. What is she doing final this?
We'll be here all night. So, Jerry and Sakura, you guys have just approached the person sitting by the griffins, and he seems quite distracted and busy writing something down. It seems like he's taking notes or doing some studying or something while he's sitting here. But Sakura, you will immediately recognize him from your mother's castle. You will remember with your keen mind that he was the one who had, there were like multiple versions of himself studying all over the library.
She will just be a disembodied voice in his mind, saying, Where is the library?
It's in another castle.
Sorry, I was switching back over. So slowly, and then see you, and you see his just like blood run cold as he sees you and Jerry, and he like freezes with fear, and he says, I don't want any trouble.
I'm not looking for trouble. I'm looking for a flying castle.
She nods.
I I don't know if I should be able to tell you much. Mata has made it very clear that she wants to get away from you. It's nothing personal, but we were there long before you arrived. If, I mean, if you want to find it, it is landed at the moment. But I cannot tell you where it is.
I feel like this is the type of time where you wish you had the zone of truth. Let me check.
I do not have zone of truth. I do not have the sword with permanent zone of truth.
Yeah, I mean, you do have other ways of getting answers out of someone other than them just saying it to you. If you can, how do you speak into people's minds again?
Telepathy.
The telepathic feat.
Yeah, remember, there's something else that comes with being telepathic. It's not just
Oh, yeah.
speaking.
Yes, I think that is a good idea. I will detect thoughts on him.
Okay, so as he is quite aware that you would probably try and do this, as you just spoke into his mind a second before, he is going to be. You will immediately hear that he's like thinking about griffin facts, and he's like, that one is a hippogriff, this one is a griffin. Like the things he's been saying to people all day, he's just like looping on the front of his mind. So if you want to try and push deeper than that, first of all, what are you saying? And second of all, I'll need you to make that, I think it's an Arcana check. Or does he make a save?
He makes a wisdom save. And he has to beat the DC. But he still knows that she digs deeper.
Yeah, she'll dig deeper and say, oh yes, griffins are lovely, but where is my flying library? Oh, what? He pauses?
Yeah, you'll have this, you'll see it in your mind's eye, like for a minute, like the two of you are just standing on this like plane of water that is just this perfectly still water, and you can see he is a monk. Like he has trained to sort of block out um, this kind of intrusion. And you imagine working with your mother, it doesn't really surprise you. But inside his mind's eye, he will speak to you, and you'll see him in this like void space, just saying, I know what you're looking for, but you must understand, Marta will kill me if she finds out I've helped you. She knows that you are coming, and she has prepared for it. If you go seeking the Griffin Library, you will likely have to face her and her beast.
Her beast?
She has captured a creature. I do not agree with it, as she has had to flood most of the library to keep it alive. But you do not want to face it, and I will be forced to defend as well if we were to attack the castle. I don't want to have to do that.
Hmm. Out of character, I kind of feel like we could win though.
So Sakura, from your perspective, you're not sure if this guy's like thinks you're not sure if he means like he doesn't want to hurt you, or he's well aware that he would lose that fight, and he's like, no, please, don't come to my library, don't come to my house and kick my dog.
Look, if you tell us where the library is, we will personally kill Motta and spare you when we find it. Because it's not really a matter of if. It is more of a matter of when. It's just easier to ask than use spells.
He sighs and he says, "You sound just like your mother. I thought the killing was done, but
Oh, no, in spells like that. I meant scrying.
no, I mean the killing. Your mother had rather simple solutions to problems. That is part of why Motta fled. I think she saw that in you and she was afraid. She never meant to hurt you. I think she just felt it was a kind of a right after working under your mother for so long. I'm sure you must understand.
Is this happening inside their heads?
No, he's speaking out loud.
Okay.
Sakura will also speak out loud.
Jin will approach at some point during the conversation.
Thing is that I'm not the only one that she hurt. She really hurt June.
What? Who are we talking about now?
You,
Character,
motherfucker.
weren't you and Motta having like a thing, and then she left, and you were like, "Oh no."
Yeah, this is June
My lover.
character. She's just got to the conversation, so she's very confused.
June, do you recognize this person?
He looks closely at him and is like, I don't know, should I?
He is part of the group that is still in the library, the floating library. The one that
see-
Motta stole?
You see June's posture completely change. she's just death staring this guy now.
See, I'm not the only one that she hurt.
He'll kind of sigh. Sorry, I'm trying to get the music on. And you can give me a persuasion check, and if anyone else wants to get involved in the conversation to maybe help give her advantage, tell me what you are saying.
Yeah, what check?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Yeah, cool.
Except I need to roll it.
Yeah, so Jin will walk up, start slowly walking to this guy. It's like, you're gonna tell me where that library is. You're gonna tell me where she is now.
Okay, I mean intimidation.
Getting right up into his personal space as well.
Well, it's basically the same. Oh, was I supposed to roll a persuasion? Well, it would be 16 either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You can both roll. Sorry, just call out your rolls. I'm trying to fix the music.
Mine is 16, and June, I will use a Chronal Shift to give you a reroll.
Thank you. That's a bit better.
So 16 on
June is-
persuasion for me.
Yeah, June is walking up slowly, and like her aura just completely darkens, and you see her some purple sparks come out of her hand as she's approaching him.
Okay, so this guy looking sufficiently terrified by that, he says, "Okay, okay. As I said, I don't want any trouble. Look, I can't tell you. If she finds out I told you, and she does win, then I'll be next. But the Griffins, they know it as home. I could offer you a Griffin ride, ask them to go take you on a tour. What you do with that information," and he just puts his hands up, "that is up to you."
Sakura would definitely like a griffin ride. Griffins are great.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. And that same aura that she had on kind of dissipates a bit as she takes back a more relaxed stance.
Look, even if you do go there, as I said, that creature of hers, it's no joke, okay? I would advise you against it at all costs, but I understand that you must do what you must do.
What is the creature? Or are you not at liberty to say?
Yeah, with those rolls, he'll say they call it a kraken, but it is altered. It is not quite in its natural form anymore.
Release the Kraken!
A kraken, huh? Well, we have a habit of running into things that have tentacles, don't we, Sakura?
Hmm.
A kraken, as Elias just comes up hearing a little bit of this.
Did someone say kraken?
Someone.
What
Sakura's
kraken?
going
More
on a
like
bit of a
what's
rant.
crack-a-lackin'?
Be like, I'm sure she chose a damn kraken because she knows I'm terrified of tentacles. Damn that woman.
I think that was definitely part of her consideration. And when I say it's been altered, I mean, I'm not sure how many tentacles a kraken is supposed to have, but that one has sure got a lot.
May I ask round about what time this person got this kraken?
That is
I mean, she's only had it for probably a week or so. She got it immediately after. I think she disappeared from the castle for about 2 days. She came back with some kind of a scroll that she uses to control it, and then he like immediately puts his own hand over his mouth, like, "Oh, I wasn't meant to say that."
I feel like we've been given like all the ammo we need. Like it's a kraken. There's a scroll she uses to control it. The griffins can take us there. Essentially, if we plan and plan according to what we've been told, it should be quite simple.
should be a walk in the park as long as things go right, which often do not. But we have a festival to enjoy. Let's do this another day.
How long will you be here?
You see him like you can hear those surface thoughts again of just going like, "I'm fucking out of here as soon as you leave," and then he realizes that you probably just overheard that, and he goes, I'll stay for the festival. Look, I've got a job to do."
Yeah, I'll also.
Well, after hearing that, I'm not sure I quite believe you.
No, Sakura, let me handle this. And June walks up and puts her her hand on his shoulder. Try run away. And at this point, her thoughts begin to affect his and say, try run away. But you will go into a nightmare you will never wake from. She squeezes his shoulder a bit as those thoughts in his head start going in.
Yeah, Sakura, in his mind's eye, in that sort of place that you guys are inside, you will see the waters that you were standing on. As June issues this threat, you'll see something underneath those waters just rising to the surface, and you'll see these like what look almost like serpents moving through the water, and you have this instinct to like, oh shit, I got to get out of this guy's head. There's tentacles everywhere, as there is something lurking underneath, and those waters start to roil. As you are you going to step back, or like dismiss the spell, or are you going to keep watching?
She'll can she like zoom out so that it's not so in focus, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you'll leave that sort of space. You're still hearing the surface thoughts, but it's like you're not actually standing in there anymore, and you'll hear the words that June is saying, but it is not her voice. It is a voice you've heard before, much more what was coming from that creature you saw in the void, but you can kind of hear that echoed in his head as June is speaking.
Yeah. This is happening. June is just putting her mouth close to his ear and say, "That's just a taste." She'll lean back a bit and completely lose that persona and say, "Anyway, enjoy the festival."
You see his eyes wide, and he's just sitting there like stunned. His face is kind of pale, but he just manages to eke out a nod. Like he
Anyway,
understands.
could I possibly have a normal griffin ride for now? I'll have the homing one later.
Well, the castle is not that far. You may be able to see it from the sky if they take the alternate route. But of course, and he'll say free of charge. And he kind of gets up to his feet. You can see he's trembling slightly, but he says, "Would you like to ride the griffin or the hippogriff?"
What is the difference?
So you can, I mean, you would be able to see it pretty obviously that the griffins have got they're basically half lion, half eagle, whereas the hippogriff is half horse, half like falcon, possibly eagle as well.
Hmm. Can I ride both?
Not at the same time, but welcome to as many griffin rides as you want. And he's right now. He'll give you any.
Okay, I'll go with the hippogriff first.
Okay, so yeah, is anyone else going to go for a griffin ride? We're not actually going to change maps or anything. We'll just do this flavor wise, as it's already like 10:30. But yeah, you absolutely you can go and get on the back of a hippogriff, as he'll sort of recommend one of the griffins as well when you come back. He says this one's very strong actually. It was carrying a loxodon the other day. It seemed to do it just fine. I'm sure you'll get along with the hippogriff as well, though. And he kind of like tries to calm the thing, but he will go and whisper into its ear, and he seems to be speaking another language, like something that, like a speak with animals kind of thing. And he will tell it to take you basically over where the castle is, just to show you where it is. So, are you going to go and do that alone, or is someone else going to take a griffin and join you? Or just fly? I mean, some of you've got means of flying pretty easy.
I'm
June
not
is-
joining.
I won't.
I will.
Is Spike with you, by the way, Jerry?
Sorry, what?
Is Spike with you?
Yeah, I didn't dismiss him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just because I forgot to put the token down, but I just imagine Spike would actually be quite interested in the griffins. Like, he's a winged dog. They also these strange creatures, but yeah, it's sitting there loyally with you. So Sakura, sorry, did anyone else say they were joining?
I did.
Okay, cool. Are you also going to? Are you going to take a griffin?
Unless the hippogriff is free.
Yeah, Sakura's just chosen the hippogriff, but there are two griffins that you can see now are kind of like fighting for your attention, as they both seem to want to spread their wings a bit.
I take this one then.
Okay. Yeah, this. It'll sort of squawk at you as it like lowers one of its wings and allows you to climb on. As Sakura, you mount the hippogriff. I'll need animal handling checks from both of you, but you can do so with advantage as he's helping you out a bit.
A what check? Sorry.
Animal handling.
Okay. Oh shit. What to do with advantage?
And from you as well, Australia. Sorry, is my voice lagging a lot? Because
No, it's not.
Okay, cool.
Fine.
Oh yeah, Australia. This is probably not your first time riding a griffin. Actually, you've probably seen these around in the world on your travels, and you definitely are able to just get into the saddle like you've been doing this every day of your life. Sakura, it's a little bit less comfortable as this guy's shaking when he's trying to help you onto the thing. But also, when it stands up, it sort of smashes its hooves against the ground, and it does feel a bit odd. Like the front half is on talons and the back is on hooves. But eventually, you find your balance, and both of them are going to start flapping their wings, and they will take off and take you kind of like a kid's pony ride, but in the clouds as it flies up into the air, and these things spread their wings, just soaring through the clouds at your command. Yeah, you guys can give me a perception check as you are flying over to see if you can see that castle. But are you going to do anything else as you soar off into the clouds?
Yeah, Sakura's just gonna enjoy herself.
Yeah. Yeah, just enjoying the ride.
Cool. So yeah, as you guys are just enjoying you see the beasts themselves are kind of racing each other almost as they are moving at quite a decent speed. But as you are flying, Estrella, you will notice down sort of at the edge of a lake, you can see there is, well, like on the coast actually, you will see that there is a castle. It looks like it's just part of the ground, like a castle was built there, but um, that is the only castle you see as you are flying over, and you kind of pointed out to Sakura as you'll both notice this castle hidden in amongst the trees just along the coast, and yeah, it seems to be hiding in plain sight almost, just trying to blend in with the regular castles and things you'd see around Kiga. But you guys have now got the location if you want to try and go back there. Though, yeah, depending on how long you wait, it might get up and move again. But you feel like you've at least got a location for now.
Nice.
And with that, the griffin and the hippogriff will circle back and they will land back down at the festival, bringing you back to the rest of the party.
And now Sakura wants to ride on the griffin.
Okay, you take another ride.
I've
And-
recently become a griffin
Right?
enthusiast, and definitely not part of a griffin cult. That does not exist.
F's in chat for doubt.
Yeah, your mother wasn't running one at all. But yeah, you guys, this time it'll actually take you higher, and you will see another thing floating above where the castle is. It seems to be a couple of rocks just floating in amongst the clouds. And I mean, it's not the strangest thing to see in Kiga. Like, often, like, the heavens are described like that, but this seems to be like a little island directly above the castle that you see as you go a little bit higher into the clouds on your second trip. Yeah. So when you return, you can either go down to the castle or up to the island. And eventually...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Sorry. Carry on.
I feel like it would be cool to see what's on that island sometime. Because, I mean, it's like a floating island.
Yeah, definitely some locations there to explore. While Sakura is on her second round, what is the rest of the party doing down on the ground?
Yeah, just gonna be standing next to Elias watching the griffins and stuff.
Yeah, I'll just ask, did you get her a present yet?
Who?
I keep thinking.
It's Sakura's birthday.
I mean, can she have?
Oh, is it?
It's the deep secret.
Any ideas yet?
You don't want to anger the almighty wizard on her birthday, would you?
Well, I think I was the first one to wish her a happy birthday.
I'm just gonna get her a watch. I think she'd appreciate that.
The time wizard needs a watch.
Yeah.
Z sort of walks back, eating something off a skewer, as she says, "Oh, we're talking about Sakura. Pretty sure she can keep time in her head. That's how I've been keeping track of time. This, like, for weeks. Just keep asking her."
What? What? Oh, you're not actually. Okay. I thought Z meant she was counting the seconds in her head.
No, Sakura literally has a feature that allows her to always know what time it is, and she's like, so Z just uses Sakura as her clock.
Actually, you know what I'll do then? I am just going to. I'm just going to fold a paper watch just by origami and just write on it. It's time o'clock.
It's high noon somewhere.
Yeah.
Z will also say, they sell some cool hats over there. I mean, I think you can get like a purple worm head. They've got some crazy stuff. And Tusky will say, yeah, there's even a puppet shop around the corner. Any of you guys puppet users?
What if I told you I'm quite horrified with puppets?
Well, I'd wish you luck. Some of our competitors in the Gampuku tournament are like puppet specialists. And let me tell you, those ain't no little marionettes.
Fucking freaks of nature.
I think I might just get her a mug that says "Best Time Was It Ever."
Oh yeah, there's a novelty mug stall just over there. And Saskia will point it out.
Yeah. Get her in pink, she'll love it.
Okay, so you guys, yeah, I mean, Sakura, eventually you will land back down and rejoin them, and yeah, you'll see. Have the rest of you been going to some other stalls and trying to acquire those things, or are you still just standing around chatting?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm standing around.
I think
Yeah,
I
you'll
would
see
be.
the.
I think I would be
Sorry.
going around and looking to see if there's anyone that sells braces.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably find down next to the scrolls shop. You'll find they sell some armor there. But are you looking for magical ones or regular brace?
I'm looking for a very specific. You should know it well. You should know it very well.
I mean, there's so many cool braces in D&D. I don't know which one you're looking for, but is
The
it the
illusionist.
defense?
The illusionist braces.
Ah, yeah. What is the rarity of that?
Very
shit,
rare.
Very rare, I think.
I still don't understand how that's a very rare item. Such a
Yeah, with
powerful
the warlock, with a high level warlock.
Yeah, that you would
wow.
probably not be able to find here at the festival, but the guy that Jerry spoke to might be able to procure something like that. Otherwise, you may have to go into like find some less savory contacts, or I suppose there's the smiths, the like Kakita smiths and that. But yeah,
There's
at this festival, no, you wouldn't find that one.
From the neighborhood criminal, Elias here.
Yeah, Elias, he has
You mean
contacts. Come on, Elias.
Criminal. Fuck off.
Come on, Elias. Use your contract. Use your
That's the plan.
your connections to find that kind of bracer.
I know fucking nobody here.
That's a skill issue.
It's a you problem because you want braces and you can't get them.
Elias, did you speak to a Tabaxi last time?
It wasn't last time, but I think it was when we first arrived here.
Did I?
Like the competing like crime organization.
Was look before we took the break, so I don't blame you for forgetting. But you would have maybe noticed that there is where the like on the far left of the map, there's a like fortune teller there. You would have caught a glimpse of a hairless tabaxi covered in tattoos, much like many of the members of the Shira Corporation. But I think you may have spoken to one of them before when you arrived, and yeah, it's a bit of an odd thing, a hairless tabaxi. But they did say that if you wanted in on like the sort of more the ninja underbelly of this city to meet with them, but one of those people is here.
Okay, that got me. I'll just say to Australia, go ahead, find a hairless cat. Good luck with that, and I'll just point in the direction of where the tabaxi said to go.
Yeah, so Australia, you probably would have seen him already as well when you were watching watching the competition. You would have seen there's another like fortune teller's tent with a black tabaxi standing outside it and a hairless tabaxi that they seem to be in a conversation. And as you walk over there, you'll see people sort of calling out for you to whack a warple and like all of these things. But you'll see the tabaxi with the tattoos. He's talking to the black tabaxi, and he's saying, "Well, if you don't have it by next week, you know what's going to happen. And he starts turning around to leave as he sees you. And it's like, he seems like he's going to try and push past you as he's walking in your direction.
What seems to be the problem?
None of your business, Horned One. Do you mind? And he tries to, like, walk past.
Didn't sound like a very good thing would happen if you didn't have something next week. Oh well.
Oh, hello, sorry about that. Yes, you know, they offer protection to the business. Welcome. I can show you your future if you have the coin. Would you like a reading?
Yes, I would very much like that.
That will be 10 silver, please. And we'll just need a moment to look into my crystal ball. Please take a seat. And she is going to basically sit down and use this crystal ball to essentially cast divination as she starts like casting a spell on the crystal ball, and you see the smoke swirling inside of it. She'll say, "And what question have you about your future? I must have a question to focus it on."
So many questions, yet few answers. Will I? Will I ever see? Will I ever? Will I ever fix the mistakes of the past? Is that a valid question?
So as you were asking this, you will see the like moments from your past, that like regrets that you have just playing out, and you will see moments like you see Kit and just walking up towards like towards the waterfall, and before you pass through there, and you will just see her death over and over. A couple of other moments, that regrets you've got in your life, and she will say, "I'm sorry, but mistakes of the past cannot be corrected in such a way, though perhaps you can be forgiven, and perhaps you can find a new path forwards." And you will see the smoke swirling, and then you'll see an image of yourself and Kit walking alongside a river, but you see the river you actually recognize as you were on it not that long ago. You're walking down alongside the river Styx, but both of you are smiling, and it seems like you're just like laughing and in conversation together.
I see. So that is the only path.
It is. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. Oh man, the lag. She will say it is not the only path, but a potential one. All futures are potential futures until you have chosen to actually walk down that path, and it is up to you whether you find this or not. I can only offer what is possible.
Then, as instead of sliding her like 10 silver, I just slide her. Let me see, 10 silver, is that 2 gold? I can't recall the conversion.
10 silver is 1 gold.
Yeah, but in this, you can give her 10 boo, or yeah, I think I think one koku might be 100, but
Well, let's see. I just slide her 5 koku and say, then maybe you can divinate or, locate something. A some sort.
An item. I could. Let me see. I could try and locate such a thing for you. What is it exactly that you are looking for? I must tell you, I cannot tell you what shop is selling it, but I can find the item you are looking for.
I've heard a legend once of a bracelet that allowed people to easier use their innate talents. Magical talents, that is.
And does this item have a name?
I think it went under many names, but many said it was illusionary, so illusionary bracer I would think would be a fitting name for it.
Alright, yeah, taking that, she will begin to move her hands over the crystal ball, and you'll see that smoke swirling within it again. And she says, these are not easily found, but wait, here is something. And she'll sort of like change the image, as you will see the bracer, but it is on someone's hand, as you see it is on the arm of a woman dressed in Phoenix Clan robes, and you will notice behind her the castle of Nishisawa, as she says, there is one in the city, but it is worn by one of the samurai. I suppose it may be difficult to acquire. Perhaps she would trade you for it.
Yeah, perhaps. We will see. I have many things to trade. Though the question is what you want. But only the future will tell. And I thank you for this very enriching experience.
Well, do come again, and thank you for your patronage, as she gives a bow and is very happy with the money you've just given her. Yeah, and with that, is there anything else you guys would like to do here at the festival? Is now getting to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so you can see a couple of the other samurai starting to walk off towards the opening ceremony.
Nothing for me.
I don't think I have anything to do.
Same here.
No, I'm alright.
I guess June will chat with Elias and say, "Man, that cat looks like you'd know that cat over there with all the tattoos."
Yeah. And
No, that's all.
fantastic.
Okay, well, if you guys are done with the festival, you should be able to actually walk back out into the city, and actually make your way over. The whole city should be available to you. But yeah, you can walk through it much like in Kamigawa. I will Oh, actually, sorry, I nearly forgot. As you're sort of getting ready to be done with the festival, before you leave, just one, as you will see on your way out, you'll see two people approaching. As you see Rabbit Folk, the archery master um, of Toto and General Mac walking up, and as they see you, the Rabbit Folk says, "Oh, did I miss the archery competition already?"
I'm afraid so.
Ah, damn it. Oh well, I have to catch the next one. Oh,
I
good.
see a problem.
You're all here.
If it makes you feel better, the guy who won first place lost his prize.
Oh, that does make me feel better, so long as it wasn't one of you.
Oh no, it was a red dragon one.
Oh, nice. Nicely done. And General Mac will say, "Oh, well, congratulations then. Good to put your competition in their place before we begin. I've just come to collect your blades and your rings. If you are all ready to progress on to the opening ceremony, we will be giving you your die show there so that you may train with them over the next few days. And if you have any questions about the training, you can come and speak with us. But we will be staying at the estate just on the edge of town, and he'll sort of point it out to you on a map of the city that is just outside here at the entrance of the festival. And yeah, if you guys know where you're staying now, so I'll show you that on the map when we get there. But yeah, he's asking for the blades that you're going to use for your die show. If like for basically those of you who have already got them on you.
Well, I've got mine on me, so I'll give him both of them and the 5 rings.
Yeah, Sokka also hands hers over.
Yeah. Urgent does
Yep.
the same thing. She has it on like a small necklace and she hands it over.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, is there anyone not handing this stuff? I don't know why you would, but he's collecting all of your things, and he will give you a bow and tell you that the opening ceremony will be taking at the Okodo estate, the estate of the daimyo, and everyone is meeting in the town square at the moment to fall in their squads. Yeah, try and fall in soon. We'll go and find the others and get them to join us. Though, don't wait for us. Just go on ahead when it is your turn. And yeah, they will try and head into the festival to go and find the other Dragon Clan members.
Alright.
Yeah, you guys can head through the doorway.
Abandon hope, he who enters here.
Okay, has everyone moved through?
I did press it. It just keeps moving forward and jumps back and then moves forward and okay, now on it in. A little bit of a bug.
Yeah, okay, I don't know where. Hopefully your token went through. Might just be
Oh
lag.
no, I'm here. I can see. I'm on the map now.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I've actually put labels down because I realized pictures are pretty vague. Can you see those?
I can see the
Yeah.
night market.
Yeah, so it is currently locked because it is not night, but after the opening ceremony, you might be able to go there. Yeah, so the guest estate is where you guys will be staying, and the monastery is probably where you'll be sleeping, but that's all Blue Dragon Clan sort of side. Before you jump through anywhere, Australia, I can see. Just relax. On the far left-hand side, the Akodo Estate, that is where the opening ceremony is, sort of where you'll get your daisho. But at the town square is where everyone is sort of meeting up, and then the rest of the city is pretty much open to you at the moment. The ones that are locked, you'll be able to unlock after you've done some of these opening ceremony stuff. So, what did you guys like to do?
Well, I have no other business, so I'll head to the town square.
Can I ask, what is a small fest?
That's where you guys started. It's just the smaller side of the festival. Otherwise, I was going to go over dojo.
That makes a lot more sense. I was wondering, small fest? What's a fest?
A fez is a hat.
That's fez. Fest.
Okay, so is everyone heading into the town square?
Yeah.
Yes.
Going in.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Oh wow.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, walk in here and you will see the other clans have already, they are all falling in right now, as this is what has been taking me so damn long. Each of these is a fully written character, so the Unicorn Clan, the Crane Clan, and the Crab Clan. Oh no, I mean just the Crane and the Crab. You will notice are either not here yet or just not present. But other than that, it seems like most of your competitors are here. So I suppose you don't see the River Ronin here as well, who you're not sure if they are going to make it. But yeah, please make your way.
8.
Sorry?
No, don't worry.
Damn, where do we line up?
So yeah, you guys having gotten here last, you will notice that you can line up like right to left, or you can try and squeeze in one of those lines. But and Z is here with you as well, and Seto.
Do we go in the middle there to assert dominance?
Sure.
They'll assert dominance by being the center of attention. Like true Dragon Clan warriors.
I'm glad we had the same idea.
You will see the Hair Clan all like just skitter over to the side, looking kind of afraid, as the Blue Dragon Clan just files in next to them, and you see they all seem surprised to see you. A couple of them look at you with like death stares of note, whereas the Red Dragon Clan just sort of puff their chest out on the other side of you, like, oh okay, there's a power move from you guys. As I'm just gonna fill those gaps with the other.
Can Sakura just death stare them back? Because that's rude.
I think
Can she death stare them for death staring them?
Oh, a
Yeah,
Maruk.
absolutely. There's like they are looking at you with hate. These you see they are mostly rabbit folk and mouse folk, and they're just like glaring at you guys. And when you meet their glare, they don't seem to take it light.
Yeah,
Can I spook them by just popping out all of my tails? And like you know how like when a peacock wants to intimidate, it spreads out its tail's feathers. She kind of wants to do that.
It is also a mating call.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
these.
think that's a mating call, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, for a kitsune's tails to like show its power, so they are definitely they get the message, and they like some of them you can see a sort of like bead of sweat, but others you can just see them like gripping the handles of their katana, like just like or if they get the chance. Um, but
She'll proceed to smirk and put the tails away. It's just a show of intimidation, mind game stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June is purposely looking as basically as small as possible. She's trying to draw like as little attention as possible.
fair enough. So it's got noisy again. Jerry, what were you saying?
I recognize them.
You can you can give me a history check, see if you know any of them specifically, but you definitely recognize that there are at least three Nezumi small folk, like people of your time. You don't know them personally. As far as you knew, there were not that many warriors amongst, like, it's part of the reason you went out and whatever, but it seems like some people had similar ideas, and they are all, these people have been training. They look like some of the strongest mouse folk you've seen, at least in this era of Kiga. Um, the rabbit folk you don't recognize, but you would know that Yuma is populated by quite a few rabbit folk. There's one strange one that is like a deer. He seems like he's some sort of like were deer or something like that, but he's the only one that is not of like normal small folk descent.
Yeah, I'll just not look at them, just lower my head, like in like disappointed of myself.
Yeah, those of you with like above an 18 in passive perception will notice that a lot of them, as they are sort of glaring at all of you, a couple of the mouse folk like stop on Jerry, and you'll see two of them like talking to each other, and they both look like extra pissed off at Jerry, like they are just seething. They look ready to jump into a fight any second, but you can see the Phoenix clan behind them all just like looking kind of confused as to why they've shuffled up closer to them. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just
not the Phoenix, that's the Scorpion, my bad. You can see they all look pretty scary too.
So unicorn on the left, then scorpion, then what clan are these?
Hair, near the hair clan.
Okay, then hare, then red dragon. On the right is the red dragon. Then on the second right is
crab.
crab. And then
No, you
Damn
don't
it.
see crab or crane here, but that one looks like the Phoenix clan, second from the right, and then Lion clan on the left.
yeah, I guess that last one was
Ah.
line.
Wait, so they are more scared of a satyr, a child, a mouse, a human, a cat, and like another human than they are of like the scary scorpion clan.
Unless you know the history, that's
True.
what you assume.
Yeah, they are absolutely more scared of you guys than they are of them.
mean,
Estrella, you will
have you
notice
heard
that the
of
woman you'll notice that the woman you saw in the with wearing the braces, you'll see she's standing in the line for the Scorpion clan. But yeah, the Hare clan definitely seems like afraid and angry at the Blue Dragon clan.
Yeah, I imagine barely anybody just looks at me, and if they do, they just skim over. But if the old guy from the archery competition looks at me, I'll just give him a little nod.
Yeah, he'll give you a nod back with respect, like fellow archer. He has no idea it was you that took his token.
I mean, it wasn't me either way.
Technically, yeah.
Can I look around like other people and I guess see who's the muscle in each group?
Yeah, I mean, you can hover over them. They've each got their own artwork and stuff. But you can give me a perception check to actually like give a proper look up and down, see who the threats are in this group.
16.
Quite frankly, they all look pretty tough. Like some of them look like they are hiding how strong they actually are. But each one of them has definitely got at least one person in their group that is like the guy standing directly next to you. Well, it's a woman, but no, like right next to you. You can see that Dragonborn is like ripped. Is like much taller than you. It's not a full like large creature, but is definitely towering over you. And the Dragonborn behind them is just armored to the teeth and looks equally as muscular. There's definitely some big muscle in these groups.
He kind of looks a little bit fat.
Yeah, he's definitely less muscle. He's like, you can see he'll stand in front of someone and stop them from hurting whatever's behind him. But the one in front is like, they look like they might be a monk or something, but like very muscular for a monk.
We're going upwards, technically, or downwards?
What do you mean? So the front would be the leaders of each group.
Oh, fuck.
You can see up ahead of you. You guys would recognize Hinaga Tenshiro in his human form, standing on one side, just like looking over all the samurai with pride. As on the other side, there is one of the Lion Clan samurai who also seems to be just like making sure nothing goes wrong. There are some commoners and like other samurai gathering around to see everyone falling in. But as you are standing there, as everyone has fallen in, you will hear in the sort of estate door up ahead of you, you'll see the door fling open as another samurai opens. And you see an older looking woman in like full samurai armor just swing the door open and then start making her way down the stairs towards the groups. Sorry, my bot keeps making itself loud. Yes, so yeah, as she approaches, she will then announce to everyone. She will call for attention as you see all of the groups now that some of them were chatting, and everyone stands to attention as she says, "The daimyo is ready to see you now. Each group will enter one at a time, and we expect you to be civil. Your daimyo or representative will be waiting inside to present you with your daisho, and we expect everyone to bow first to the temple and, of course, to the daimyo before entering." Is that clear to all of you? I know some of you have got different cultural standards to the lion, and she like looks over at the unicorn clan and the scorpion clan, just clearly like, behave yourselves. And yeah, I guess with that, you'll see the fireworks above you now starting as the common folk start to realize that the opening ceremony is beginning, and she is going to just give a bow and say, "Welcome to Nishisawa, the first group to enter," and she's going to like uh, pull a name from her sleeve, and it seems like she just pulled it right out of her sleeve, possibly a pocket dimension, but she holds up a small piece of paper, and I would like Jerry, seeing as you up front, roll a d6 for me, please. Okay, the Blue Dragon Clan will be up first, as you guys are yeah, you can make your way basically through. Oh, you can't see it, but there is a doorway there now, and she will step to the side to allow you all and Daichi should be on his way soon.
Guess I'll bow. Like there's the temple. Oh, right.
Bow to the temple. Very
Yeah,
well.
I'll
Yeah.
just bow when like everyone else sort of bows.
I assume I need to bow before I go in.
Yeah, we could. I mean, probably a safe bet to just bow before every threshold.
Yeah.
Mate,
Yeah, if you bow more than you have to, it means you're respectful.
God, like Elias is 42. His fucking back is popping.
Elias is 42?
Yes, he's
What?
dying.
I
Doing something.
And at this time, he would be like, I think he's lucky to be alive. Like, that's like death age for
Oh.
this time period.
my brother in Christ. We are in a fantasy universe.
yeah, remember, Australia's like 400 or something stupid. Like, the last person you want to listen to about your age is a fae. They've got no concept.
Seriously, the fuck.
Daichi's a teacher of God.
Yeah, so everyone can step through that gateway and then I'll activate it for the stream. But you will see this is quite a fancy looking estate that you are making your way into. And there are celebrations going on all around. You can now see fireworks going off and you can hear music coming from the inside, like drums being beaten as there is an illusory dragon like floating in the air, and it looks like more like one of those Chinese festival dragons that is kind of this red dragon floating over, and you see as you are approaching its scales sort of shimmer blue for a second, but they go back to red as it seems to be there to possibly honor the shogun, or perhaps some kind of guest of honor or something. But is everyone
Everybody is, yes.
Well, except for G and Sato, but I think they're...
Yeah, we can assume that they are with you and they'll be doing this stuff as well, but I'm not going to drag their tokens along the whole time.
Here in spirit.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just come back and then everybody, like, Justice murdered them in the hall.
I mean, who knows? You know, we might start this festival off with a bang.
I didn't see a
there's
red light district.
Well, I mean, there's pretty. Yeah, the most red lights you're seeing are here right now. As that dragon you can see is in the air, you would be able to walk underneath it, and you can see there are a couple of Lion Clan samurai standing around, just awaiting your arrival, just watching you, and you will see that this dragon up there is definitely to honor some sort of the shogun's family or something.
You'd think the home of the clan, or you'd think the host would have their party go first.
Well, bear in mind this is a different this festival specifically is very different to the normal Gempukus that most clans do. So I think that the Lion Clan that you'll be going up against, it's like they try and make it look like they're just like the rest of you. They don't get any special treatment. You know, they're trying to be Montessori about their feudal overlordship.
I guess it's fair.
So stop here and.
Well, maybe
I'll
after
bow
this next.
here. Maybe.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find the tokens that you wanted.
I guess I'll bow when I'm here. I was looking for one of the blue clan. No one is here.
I think we just bow to the Lion Clan time.
Yeah.
the more you bow, the more respectful you are. Simple as.
Why did you
Oh.
stop bowing?
Well, there's Daichi.
Just feel the hair on the back of Sakura's neck just going up. Of course, he's coming out of a bedroom.
Yeah, quite suspiciously. You see, there's no one else in the bedroom that he just left. It's like he was waiting there just to be dramatic or something. But then he will walk in. He will also give a bow, but just sort of walk through you, and then he will go and he will take a seat at the side of the table. You will see the the Lion Clan daimyo sitting on the other side behind the table. But Daichi will sit down on the same side that you would join him. And then the Lion Clan daimyo will stand up and he will say, the first to arrive, our friends, the Blue Dragon. And Daichi just sort of kneels wordlessly and he says, allow me to introduce our guest of honor for this evening, who will be watching over the processions, Lady Sumihime of the Red Dragon Clan. And a door is going to open as Sumihime walks out, dressed all fancy, and she gives Daichi a smile and then makes her way to the other side of the room. As it seems like she's acting like she barely even knows him, and he barely acknowledges her as well.
And you just thinks fucking hell, she's everywhere.
Okay. So yeah, as she is announced, he will say, all right, if each of you would like to come inside, we have got your weapons prepared, your rings have been ranked, and we are ready to receive you. Please enter one at a time. And he will say that with the assumption that you guys have got some sort of hierarchy in your group, like you'd go by rank, but I don't think that's ever been really discussed amongst you. As Daichi just sort of
we are
sits
not
there.
here.
Yeah,
They
usually
are the highest rank.
I mean, I can bring Z in if you want her to deal with that, but I feel like, I'm role playing.
They would go first, technically. Her and Seto are higher ranked than us.
Yeah, fair enough. So we'll say they go in, each of them kneels down beside Daichi, who there's quite a formal procession of handing over their swords, and Seto's probably annoyed by being handed his own sword back by Daichi, but it's like made it with your own hands. But you will see each of their rings is in this strange device that you can't quite see what's going on, but you'll see it now as you go up yourselves. And it seems like each of them gets graded, and then they are handed back. And you can see Z and Seto look quite chuffed with what they've gotten. Seto moves very quickly out of there. But who is going to go up first from you guys?
Jerry.
I'll just look at Jerry and
It's me.
just. Yep.
So Jerry, you step in first, and you will be the first to go in. They will put down the blade of the small folk. And what is your long weapon again? The Ekron's Onikiri.
Yep.
So yeah, the two will be placed there along with your rings. Now, there is a slight issue. I'm sorry, but the notes that I had lost for the festival also contained what ranks your rings were. But
In the later then.
I'm also going to still have to make the rings. But if you guys can remember doing particularly well in any tests, you can let me know. But essentially, seeing as it's already getting a bit late, you guys will get your rings back here, and they will be fully activated, which is not only going to give you new jutsu, but it's going to give you things that you can train with that ring over the next couple of days, and sort of train to learn elemental jutsu. specific techniques for each of those rings. So yeah, if you guys have got that Jutsu compendium, please do take a look at it during the week. If there's anything you want to look into in the, like, you'll see how it's separated. You've got fire, water, earth, whatever. But we will get into that properly next week when we do the training. But for now, I would like you guys to describe what your blades look like that you get, as I still need to finish making some of those items as well, but you are receiving them now. So, yeah, Jerry, you up first. What is it that they are presenting to you, those two blades? Tell the rest of the party.
The first blade was the blade of the small folk. It's nothing really fancy. You see, there's the Minuki pin he bought. The sheath of the sword just looks like plain wood, nothing special, with like green, what's it called? Not cloth, but tied next to the hilt part. The hilt itself is green and what is it called? Brown. I don't remember all the parts' names. But it's green and covered like in brown cloth. You can see there's some parts of the green beneath it. I'll send a picture when I finish describing. It doesn't look special at all. Nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe even too simple. The other one, the Onikiri, is it's probably the complete opposite of the other blade. The sheet is black with golden touches around the tips and like two white, not white, two golden like cloths hanging from it. The hilt itself is black and covered in white cloth, and also the guard and the bottom part of the hilt is also out of gold. That's about it.
Yeah, two very fine weapons for your Daisho, as Daichi will give a bow to you and a bow to Kiyomizu, the daimyo of the lion, as yeah, you receive your rings, and you'll see that this device that he's got there now is a device to actually rank them. It sort of reads some sort of like runes or kanji sort of written along the sides, and you see them hover into the air for a second, and then they begin to glow slightly, but then it goes off. It seems like when you use them now, they are actually, it's like he's actually switch them on. So you have got those, and you get your 5 additional attunement slots from that, one for each ring.
Yeah. I'll bow back to both of them and leave.
Okay. Who's coming up next? And can you come in and describe your swords for us, please? Or if you're saying anything, as this is going to be the same sort of process for everyone, but actually, when Elias walks in, it may be different.
Yeah.
So are you going next?
Yep. Seems so.
Daichi will sort of turn to you and say, I suppose I should give you a moment. And he will stand up, and he's going to walk to the other side of the room. Like, it looks very strange, like the daimyo doesn't really understand why this is, but he will say, I believe your sponsor is Hinaga Tenshiro, correct?
Yes, it is. He is.
Wonderful. And you are going to hear Tenshiro, who was standing outside. He sort of saw you guys come in, so he'll be there. He is going to make his way into the room to present you. You'll see he's holding that same box that you saw the gun in, which is the one I still haven't finished, but that and your beautiful sword that he approaches with. And I'll put his token down now, but can you describe, what is he bringing?
Oh. Both weapons?
Yeah, and I mean it's up to you. The visuals of the pistol. I know we haven't really spoken much about it, but it's a fancy ass revolver.
Yes. Well, my longsword, quite modest. Not many decor on it. It's mostly black, some odd pieces white trimmed with gold. Other than that, a very plain, modern, plain tritone katana. The gun follows similarly, but of a more blocky texture than you'd expect from a revolver. One that looks like it's meant to take a lot of recoil.
Oh yeah, that pistol is. You'll see the daimyo sort of tilt his head and go, "Oh, an interesting short weapon there. I can't say I've seen anything quite like that before. I look forward to seeing how you use it in the trials."
I'll make sure to make good use of it. Thank you, and I'll bow to, well, everyone in the room.
Yeah, they will bow back as Hinaga gets ready to sort of leave with you.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Realize you move us both.
Okay. Who's hitting in next as Daichi takes his position?
I guess Jin will go next. Takes her seat. After bowing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to tag. Sorry. You. Yeah. You're going in and bowing there. What do your weapons look like? As they both seem actually quite interested in this. As you're a bit of an enigma. No one really knows what to expect from you.
So it's a fairly regular daisho with the long katana and short katana. It's beautiful gray skin. Was it? I forgot the name now. Saya. The actual Saya is beautiful turquoise ray skin. While the hilt is also a nice turquoise color. It looks very basic, but the where a lot of the power is from that Muniki pin that June picked up. But at the moment, they're very basic looking. But she's just not drawing attention to herself. Very quiet. Yeah, very thankful.
So as you receive the blade, June, you will feel this strange sensation running up your arm, the one that got transformed, as you see the inside of your sleeve for a second. It's like you feel an assortment of eyes just open all the way up your arm and then close again as this blade like almost reaches out to you. And as you take it, there is quite an uneasy feeling, but that feeling is soon washed away by just power. And it's like there is something about this blade that you feel connected to.
Perfect. Yeah. Once that happens, her aura changes. Everybody suddenly still starts feeling quite uneasy around her. Well, that's a pretty normal feeling around June.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that specifically I think it was Jerry's earth ring, Elias's water ring, and now your void ring. When they are activated, there's a little extra burst of energy. Like that seems like it is your primary nature release that you'll get into during training.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah, she barely says a word when she's in there.
yeah, they'll both actually look a little bit nervous as you take that blade, like still not knowing what to expect. But you hear Sumihime taking a loud sip of her tea. She's watching closely.
Yeah, and she'll get up, walk out.
Okay, who's going to be next? Okay, so Estrella, what are your weapons? I know we haven't discussed the long weapon that much. I haven't made that one yet either, but what does it look like as they bring these weapons up?
I'm not sure how the bow looks. So the sword would be what's called the hilt would be like what's called have a wrapping, a blue wrapping, a very fine like what is it called? I have it the names. Let me just see the tabusu. That's fair. I think it's tabusu. The handguard is like round with a lot of flowers on, and oh, god damn it! What is it?
That's the tsuba. But
Yeah, the
Doro
tsuba.
is the English.
Yeah, and then you have and then we have the zephyr, which is like plain white with a little gold icon. The blade's like it's a red color, almost like just so you can see the blood, and it is like placed in a hilt with a what's called like a white wrapping. Let me see. Oh, what is it called? Oh yeah, that is called the Hiragata. I think it's called. Yeah, Hiragata. And on what's called the scabbard. Let me see. There's like flowers on it, and besides, and it's like framed by a black background, so you really can see the flowers and nature motifs.
Now, Estrella, as Daichi hands this to you, you will feel this like wind blowing through your hair. As he hands it to you, there will also be a spark of lightning that, like, just this little crackle of energy that goes across the blade and arcs between your hands and his. And he will just like stop halfway through handing it to you, and he just looks you straight in the eye, and he just says, "So it has chosen anew. Interesting. I wonder why it found you."
Maybe because I am an agent of life, not death. Maybe that's why the sword has chosen me.
I am not referring to the sword, child. But it should be interesting if you are trained properly. Perhaps you will do what my sons have been unable to. And he smiles as you feel in the back of your head, you feel something growling, like something within you that is looking through your eyes back at Daichi. You can feel that Zenobia getting angry.
Yes, I intend to stay alive for a long time. And I'm just walking out.
Yeah, Daichi this time, for the first time, sort of watches you leaving, like there's a lot going through his head. But who does he see walking through the doorway next?
I think I'm the last one.
Yep.
Yeah.
You hear June's voice in your head and saying, "Please don't piss them off.
Wait, what did she say?
Please don't piss them off."
Mm,
First it's Daichi.
she'll go in and bow. Well, she'll bow and then go in and bow again. Just to be careful.
Yeah, Kiyorazi will say to Daichi as you go and sit down, he says, "Oh, is this the one?" And he says, "Yes, a surprising one for the years that we've had, but a promising student, I've heard." He says, "Welcome, Sakura." And Daichi you're the only one that Daichi seems to actually address by name.
Oh, what? That's weird.
Yeah, there's literally this like, is he showing me respect? The fuck? But you see the Sumihime smoking in on the other side of the room as she's now leaning on the table, watching closely to see what weapons you are taking, as she's just sort of squinting at you, like trying to get a read.
She'll not show any emotion. I feel like she's pretty emotionless most of the time anyway, so she just won't let anything slip. Poker face stuff.
All right, and as they go on, what do your weapons look like as they present the twin blades again?
So my weapons are my grandfather.
What? It's your grandfather? Holy shit!
Pull an old man out and dump him on the table.
Oh my god. No. No, they're her grandfather's, her Oji-san's. And they are like this black blade with like a red tint. And gold embellishments on the hilts. Let me just send a picture in the chat because I'm very bad at describing stuff. There is like a kind of tree motif at the bottom of the sheath for it, and also the motif of the red spider lily, which those anime nerds might know is symbolic of death. So yeah, I'd like to imagine that Oji-san was quite an interesting samurai back in his days. I mean, he has like a black and red sword. That's badass.
Oh yeah, I mean, I suppose you weren't actually there, but the rest of the party knows that your Oji-san is kind of a badass, as he's the one that led them into the Sakura Forest, and it was like quite clear that he's been taking care of a very dangerous place. It's full of flower dragons and shit, but he seems at home there.
Yeah. Well, that's the sword. And it looks cool. And when her grandfather's gone, I guess that will always be a way to remember him. So it also has like quite a lot of emotional meaning to her, although she won't let that show on her face when receiving it because fuck Sumihime. Yes.
The Lion Clan daimyo Akodo Kiyorazi is going to. He will actually acknowledge, though, as you take it, he will say, "I know it may be hard to believe, but I actually recognize these blades. I hope your grandfather is doing well. I imagine you have a lot to live up to using these."
She nods and says "Arigatou gozaimasu," and yes, he's doing very well. Thank you.
That is good. We fought together in the War of Springs, but I hear that he has become somewhat less of a noble figure these days. And Daichi will say, he tends the gardens, but their station is not much in our clan, and sort of looks down on you. That you feel that ego coming right back again. It's like,
This bitch.
Well, I mean, the Lion Clan daimyo knows my grandfather, so that's. Well, she doesn't say this out loud, but honestly, that's good enough for her. Like, she didn't even know her grandfather was. Like, I feel like he was probably like, yeah, I was a samurai. I did some stuff, but never went into details. So, I imagine she'd be pretty surprised to find out that like daimyos know him.
yeah, no, he's definitely never mentioned fighting in a war with the daimyo of the Lion Clan. You feel like that would have come up over a cup of tea at least once. But yeah, maybe he's been hiding it from you for a reason.
Possibly.
Yeah, and as that begs the question, what else he might be hiding? You have received your blades and your rings, as your void ring also sparks with an extra bit of power, and he will give a bow to both you and Daichi, and then he will turn and bow to Lady Sumihime, as Daichi will also bow to Sumihime. Are you going to as well?
She'll do a small bow, but then acts like her back cramped.
You see a grin spread across Sumihime's face, like as she was watching you the whole time. And she seems to take great satisfaction in even the small bow. But with that, Daichi will bow again to Akodo and make his way out.
And she'll go join her friends.
As Daichi sort of gets into the middle of this area now, you can see a couple of samurai or someone now alerting the gate that the next party should sort of get ready. He's going to turn to all of you and say, all right, now that that's dealt with, I expect to see you all in the morning for training, as it is going to be time to learn how to use those things properly. And he like gives the smirk as you now realize he's saying that he's going to see you for training tomorrow morning. Like, you're going to do training with Daichi himself, and that's kind of an unheard of thing. Whether you want to do it or not, that's what he seems to be suggesting.
Jin gives a small nod.
Sakura holds back a disgusted face.
Yeah, actually, Sakura, give me a deception check for this whole, like, just trying to keep you cool the whole.
I'll give her guidance. So I gave her that little pep talk in the.
Yeah, you can add the guidance.
Yeah, add D4.
Add a D4, okay.
Yeah, Elias just kind of coughs just to get attention away.
Yeah, I'll say with a 16, to an outside perspective, you're totally keeping your cool. Sumihime and Daichi, like, Daichi's seen you, like, lose your emotions enough times in his throne room to know that you are trying very hard to keep it together, and Sumihime is well aware. She's spent some actual time with you on the road, but to everyone else here, you seem to be like polite and respectful, and just no one suspects it, I think.
Oh yeah, she is polite and respectful to everyone except those two. Like, she was incredible. Like, she did a very deep bow for the Lion Clan daimyo, because he seems lovely and respectful. Like, look at him. He just looks like a sweet old man. he seems very nice. So she is nice and polite and respectful, just not to the people she doesn't think deserve it.
So aggressive is strong with this one.
Yeah, no, for sure. You've learned how to play that game. So yeah, I mean, as the next party is getting ready to come inside, are you guys going to leave, or are you going to stand and?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave. Make sure to flaunt up our beautiful die show on our way out.
Oh yeah, everyone can give me a performance check if they want to try and show off a bit as you walk out. Like with Daichi also leaving with you, which is, walking out alongside your daimyo, even if you don't like him, has got an air of status about.
Kind of want to speak with Hinaga.
Try performance.
City map or town square?
Sorry, say again, Matt?
City map or town square? Which one are you going to?
You can go to the if you want to actually see the other people again, you'll be going back to the same map. So you can go a city map if you want to just head somewhere to sleep or whatever.
Flaunting myself. Town square it is.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you can end up at the same place, but I mean, you would walk past them canonically either way. But meanwhile, while the rest of the swords were being doled out and whatnot, Elias, will say you and Hinaga had a little chance to chat there. What would you like to say?
Well, I really just wanted to ask, is there any particular reason you'd go so far to sponsor me? Because I feel like it could have just easily approached Daichi without Tenjiro's blessing, with the party at least.
Without whose blessing? What do you mean?
Oh no, just asking why Hinaga actually sponsored me, because I would have thought the party could just vouch for me and Daichi would sponsor me instead.
Well, you're probably right, but let's be honest. You really want to trust Daichi? I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but he's one of those evil warlords, if you know what I mean. It's just, I'd prefer to see powers such as yours kept in the right hands and in the hands of someone who is capable of protecting themselves. I've been looking into that creature within you. I believe it is known as the Leviathan. And I believe that is why Shira has been after you in the first place. I think it is something they were trying to, and he stops thinking, oh wait, do you know this already, have you?
I just kind of nod yeah, I'm surprised you even found out.
Oh, well, I suppose we've both been doing our research. Well, in that case, I suppose you already also know that there is quite a large target on your head, and you are currently entering a festival where there are many blades that can legally go for your throat. I mean, no one's meant to die, but it happens more than I'm sure Mr. Kodo over there would care to admit.
Well, as long as Shira's around, that plague's gonna be around too.
Well, perhaps if you do well enough, we can see about removing them from the equation. I believe it has been too long that they've been able to run amok, and I intend to speak with the Unicorn Clan while I'm here as well, and perhaps inform them of what has been going on in their town, unless you would prefer to keep them out of it for now.
You know what? I think that is speaking to them would be absolutely perfect.
Well, in that case, if you have any desire to join us, I will be at the tavern just on the other side of town near the festival. You come and meet me there if you would like to help out. I'll be here for most of the festival. I'd like to also see your performance. Cool.
Nod. Thank you. I should get going with the rest of them. Right. See you at the tavern sometime.
Oh, and see you for training.
Oh,
This is going to be fun.
My.
I'll see about that.
Yeah, and with that, you head back out where everyone is flaunting their new die show. And yeah, I think that is where we're going to pretty much wrap up tonight's session, as you guys can let me know where it is you're going to be making your way out, and if there's anything particular you're doing to show off.
Juno is definitely going to be just the dead silent one walking through. But because she's so dead silent, she's drawing attention to herself unintentionally.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to leave these tokens here just so that we'll leave it on this. And then, yeah, unless you guys want to go to the place that you might be like resting tonight, if we can leave it there, or I can leave it here and you guys can look at the rest of these people, because I know there's a lot of them. There's like 42 samurai there, that all of which you may come across and you may end up battling. So might be good to recognize their faces if you do come across them in the trial.
So my power's going to go off in like a minute, so I'm going to hop out so long. Thanks for the game, guys.
That's cool. I think that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As you guys are heading out. But as I said, was there anything else you guys wanted to do? If Matt, if you're heading out, bye. But
Just
No, nothing specific from me.
Not for me.
okay. Well then, sorry if that was kind of a boring session. But I will try and finish your rings during the week, and next week we will get into some more action, actually doing some training, as you are now going to have 3 days of training. There's going to be some like skill games and things like that to actually practice your new jutsu and whatnot. But for next week, I would recommend just taking another look through those swords and just familiarizing yourself a little bit with the jutsu that you have available to you, as next week you'll learn how to like cast probably some more even with your rings.
Nice. And no, it wasn't boring. It was nice and chilled, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
I actually found it really exciting, and
Good. I'm glad. It'll. I feel like we're in that stage now where it's like the build up is happening, but when